it's MK, and I am here with another Mixed Media Mayhem layout recipe for you guys today. And today's recipe also goes along with Sandy's sketch from, I think it's called Studio Tecturic. I'm not really sure, but it is a fabulous sketch, and it blends beautifully with the recipe for the Mixed Media Mayhem. Well, basically, it's not really a challenge, but the recipe that we put together, or the inspiration layouts that we put together every Friday. So sometimes there's a recipe, sometimes it's an inspiration. So one of them was a texture part of the recipe, and I decided to pull out this burlap for my texture. Here is the sketch. I was just looking for something else. I think it was my paint, because I know I pulled out paint for this, but I'm going to share with you guys the sketch really quickly, and then go get my paint. There it is. I'm going to use some chalk paint by Minte today. And then again, I have some nature study goodies, and this was another layout that was absolutely perfect for embellishments with little paper. I mean, all I basically had to do was pull out an extra sheet of nature study paper that I had, which is this beautiful, oh my stars, I love this print. It is just one of my favorite prints. There were 3 prints that I especially loved in this collection, and I think I got 2 or 3 sheets of it extra, just because they're so versatile. And I think they were all plaid of some sort, if I'm being honest. All right, so I cut about 1/2 inch on 2 sides of my white cardstock, and I'm going to go ahead and just put it down in the middle, so that way when I run my sewing machine around and stitch around it, it doesn't get gummed up by the glue that is around the paper. So I just glued it in the middle. I really didn't pay attention about how wet my paint was going to be and if it was going to warp or pull up on the adhesive. I just really didn't think that far. Also, from the Nature Study collection, I had this big piece. It's like a layering piece. I decided to go ahead and use it for my photo mat. And this is just a beautiful, beautiful sunset photo of that my husband took one evening, and I want to say it was from last year, last year being 2022. Sorry. But I just absolutely love his love of sunsets, sunrises. Anytime that he sees those beautiful colors, he tries to go out there and take pictures of them and stuff. And for some reason, they just show up beautifully on the camera. And when I do it, it just shows up gray. I don't know. So one of the things about a chalk paint is that it separates like peanut butter, and you have to take a few hot minutes to mix it up. I actually have a mixing stick that I usually use, but this time I decided to just use the tool that I'm going to be applying it with. And I picked this specific spatula because I wanted it to be skinny in some spots and thick in other spots. So if I turn it sideways, I'm able to get my thicker spot. And if I turn it up and down, I'm able to get my skinny spot. So I really do like the tool, and then I thought, for easy cleanup, I'm going to just go ahead and use the spatula as my stir stick, and it worked really well. For some reason, the yellow and the green weren't as separated as the blue is. One of the other things that I love about this chalk paste is that it dries matte and a little bit lighter than when it first goes on, which is about any paint. Any paint dries lighter, right? But this really dries, I don't know, like pastel-y compared to when you first put it down, in all honesty. And so I really like using this paint, you guys. It is awesome on chipboard too. But see how dark that green goes down? And then if you look off to the side of where I first applied it, and that green is now pastel, same with the yellow, but they're just beautiful colors, really. And then the third ingredient in our recipe was pattern paper, and that is my burlap my plaid that I'm using in the background. So you barely see any of that pattern paper, but it's still there. Now, should I have gutted this paper? I'm going to say no, because of the mixed media that I just applied to my white cardstock. And I'm using White Daisy from Close to My Heart. I love using White Daisy when it's just a little bit on the wet side, and not a whole lot of water on top of water on top of water. That's when you really need to reach for a mixed media paper. But for a quickie like this one, I really do enjoy my Close to My Heart White Daisy. Comes in a 24 pack straight from the Close to My Heart. And it's just a really nice weight to have on hand. I don't feel like it pills if you do accidentally add too much water. But I honestly, I'm a lazy mixed media person, right? So I don't use the gesso or all the things I probably should use. I just got done inking all of my embellishments. I really wanted them to have that shadow and pop on this pure white background. I really do enjoy doing that. So while they're off on the side drying, because I feel like after I'm done inking, the ink has to dry just a little bit, or you get those marks on your paper. So I went ahead and I decided, well, now's a good time to sew on my sewing machine. And I'm not really sure if I actually show you guys sewing on my sewing machine. That's a mouthful. So I decided to leave it on. Now, one of the things that was really trippy about this layout is I kept thinking it was crooked. I'm going off of my 12 by 12 pattern paper, which is the plaid, but for some reason, it just seems very crooked to me. Like, it doesn't seem 12 by 12. It doesn't seem like anything is going on straight. And so I'm even using my ruler. Okay, my ruler says this is 12, this is 12. I went up and down. The first time I did my photo, it was 12, and it measured out. I don't know, you guys. It's just an eye trick, I think, in all honesty. But it looks like the sketch, because even the sketch, when you look at the single photo on the sketch, it looks crooked too, but I'm pretty sure it's straight with the actual layout rather than crooked with the white I don't know, you guys. It's just trippy to me. It still looks crooked even after I put it in my layout, but I'm okay with that. So one of the things I decided to add to my paint strips, because it's an awful lot of paint, and I just felt like it was, I just didn't feel like it was cohesive enough for me to, I don't know. It just didn't seem like enough to just slap some paint down and call it good. So I decided to add these butterflies. And I really did like the fact that they were, this is actually where I got my paint color scheme from, was these butterflies. And I thought, okay, well, I'll do the swatches and then I'll put the butterflies on the paint and then go from there, right? It'll be fine. And I really did like that addition into my paint swatch, or my paint swipe. Oh yeah, that's what I'm going for. So, and then I was at first going to debate on whether or not to put this rusty looking butterfly down, and then I decided, yeah, it needs it. I'm going to go ahead and do that, and it'll cover up the eave of our home right there. And then I realized that the sticky foam that I'm using is not working by itself on the chalk paint, so I will have to go back and add what is it called? Liquid adhesive. And that does help out a lot. And I took my thumbs and I curled up the butterfly wings. So I added foam to the body of my butterflies. That way the wings can go down and then come back up. Now, of course, in my page protector, they're going to get smushed. But in my pictures that you guys get to see, it's a pretty cool effect. I'm just saying. To put my burlap down, I went ahead and I added this tag using my tear and tape, and then I went ahead and added a little bit more tear and tape on the bottom of my burlap, so that way I could put it down. That seems to be the only thing that I have patience for when it comes to putting fibers down on my layout, is my tear and tape. It's just a quick stick, and really it sticks to anything. It sticks to metal. It sticks to fabric. It sticks to, well, of course, paper products. It just really sticks to anything. And so it's my quick go-to. I also decided that instead of just having that little banner up at the top, like in the sketch, I went ahead and added a tab over on the side where it draws a little bit of attention to the fact that I did use pattern paper. It's not a whole lot, but I used it. It's in the recipe. I'm promising you guys that I missed out on the last recipe. I'm not going to miss out on this recipe. So again, here is the close-ups of my layout, but then I decided that after I was done sharing the close-ups with you guys, I'm going to go ahead and journal on it. I just really do think that this class that Janet and I are teaching, it's not about journaling, it's about telling your story. And in all honesty, if I don't show you guys that my journal spots don't stay blank, because I promise you guys they don't, I usually just don't journal on camera because in all honesty, it takes me a minute to gather my thoughts and what I'm going to say, even though it's only 3 sentences long. It is. It was only 3 sentences, but I had to edit it twice because after each sentence, I forgot what I was going to say, and then I have to figure it out again. Like I have to say the whole sentence all over again. So yeah, it's weird. My journaling skills are not all that in a bag of chips. But anyways, it is something that I feel like from time to time I need to share with you guys, and that this class that Janet and I are putting together is definitely bringing that out to me and making me realize that I have to I'm sharing the story with you guys by telling it to you, but I also need to share it with you guys by writing it down, what I'm going to say. I absolutely love the texture that this chalk paint adds to my layout. I just, all in all, I'm very happy with how this layout turned out. I really am. All right, you guys, so down below, I have hashtags, I have playlists. Mixed Media Mayhem moved to a playlist, and after experiencing the hashtag with Follow a Sketch February, I'm going to go and talk to the Mixed Media Mayhem gals and see if they don't want to pull in a hashtag, because we do have quite a bit of people playing over on the Facebook group as well as in Instagram. So it is definitely something that I am going to ask if that is something we're interested in, because it doesn't take a whole lot of time to add a hashtag. My thing is that then all of a sudden you get lots and lots of hashtags. So tell me your thoughts on hashtags. I really want to know. All right. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me today. I really, truly appreciate it, and I will check you guys all later.